Good day. I am Ayla Kamea from the Department of Teacher Education, specializing in mathematics. So for today's discussion, let me discuss to you about projective geometry. But before that, can I ask, what is geometry? Or do you have an idea about geometry? Okay. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with sizes, shapes, positions of angles, and dimension of things. And therefore, geometry is important in our daily life. Geometry has many practical uses in our daily life situations, likewise measuring volume, area, circumference, in creating or making something, most specifically in building houses, and also in building commercial buildings, industrial buildings, and other things. Additionally, geometry exists in food designs, toys designs, suits, clothes, and other things that geometry exists. Therefore, geometry has an essential role in our daily life situations. Okay, so let's proceed in our topic, projective geometry. So do you know about projective geometry is? Okay, it is the study of properties, assets, and points that are invariant under the group of projective transformation. So remember, projective geometry is the study of property, assets, and points that are invariant under the group of projective motions or transformations. Also, it is one of the important modern geometries that was introduced in the early 19th century. Euclidean geometry is a special case of projective geometry in the sense that group of Euclidean motions is a subgroup of the group of projective transformations. So the projective geometry is the extension of Euclidean geometry study, which refers to the subgroup of the group of projective transformation. They are connected but different from each other. So as shown in this figure, the projection of the segment onto an axis was used. Line segment AB is projected on the x-axis by dropping perpendiculars. Line segment A complement A and line segment B complement B, although line AB and line complement AB are not usually equal, as shown in this figure, as you can see. A one-to-one correspondence is established by the projection between points of the two segments. So, as shown in this figure, point A and complement set of A and point B and a complement set of B are the points. However, line segment A and B are not equal in the line segment complement A and B. But our topic is projective geometry. So the projection of line segment A and B to the line segment of the complement of A and B is projected. So therefore, the one-to-one correspondence is established by the projection of between two points in the two segments, as shown in this figure. In projective geometry, any pair of lines always intersects at some point, but parallel lines do not intersect in the real plane. Additionally, projective geometry is also useful in avoiding edge cases of a particular configurations, particularly the case of parallel lines. As I have mentioned earlier, as in projective geometry, there are no parallel lines who intersects on a real plane. In a nutshell, projective geometry is the study of properties of sets and points that are invariant in the group of projective transformation. Also, remember, in a projective geometry, the parallel lines do not exist and do not intersect in a same or real plane.
Hello everyone, I am here to discuss about projection and linear perspective. I will discuss first the projection. Projection is connection with a motion picture projector. I don't need to read all the definition about projection. I will discuss it in a simple way. Okay, yung projection kasi ay may halintulad siya sa art kasi we have different perspective when it comes to art. When it comes to projectivity. Hindi lahat ng nakikita mo ay nakikita din ng iba. Several painters use math concept. It is because of the points and lines created in a painting. Di ba before mo makuha yung exact image ng art, there is a concept of math, right? For example, abstract painting. Napakadaming ideas when it comes to that. Napakadaming images na din mabubuo through shapes, lines, and points. And that's the explanation about projectivity. Not all you see is what others can see. Okay. According to figure 1.2a, it should be apparent that pictures on the film and on the screen will be similar to each other since the shape remains invariant while the size changes uniformly. According to this figure, sabi dito, magiging maganda yung isang film kapag magkatugma yung film tsaka yung screen. Tapos, yung picture doon sa film at doon sa screen ay similar pa din at walang pagbabago. Pero yung size nito ay magbabago kasi yung distance nung dalawa ay malayo. Okay. Okay, but in figure 1.2b, according dito, the picture on screen will be distorted because the film and the screen are not parallel. Sabi dito, magiging pangit daw yung kakalabasan ng isang bagay kapag hindi magkatugma or magkasalungat yung dalawa. Papangit yung kakalabasan nito. Okay.
Video na ba?
So, next, I will discuss the linear perspective. Linear perspective is second use of geometry to give an illusion of depth in painting. It includes the principle that parallel lines seems to converge as they recede from the viewer. Sabi dito, some of painters use illusion to become a realistic or mas makatotohanan yung isang painting or image. Through the lines or through the straight lines, makakabuo yung isang pintor ng isang image or painting. In addition, magkakaroon ng balance 2 and 3-dimensional view pag gumamit ng mga parallel lines. Or we can call it illusion para mas mukhang realistic or makatotohanan yung paintings. Addition to that, during the Renaissance period, several painters used that strategies to make their paintings or paints more natural. For example, the paintings of Leonardo da Vinci, which is the Last Supper of Apostles, he focused on a point which is the central focus is the God. Okay. Next topic will be discussed by Mr. Christopher Hugo, which is all about projectivities. Okay, thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am here to continue the topic of my groupmate, the projective geometry. At ang i-discuss ko po ay ang projectivities mula sa definition niya hanggang sa mga example. So, ano nga ba ang projectivities? So, according dito sa definition ng isang libro, ang projectivity is the one-to-one mapping between pairs of lines. May nabasa din ako na ang projectivity ay bunga ng napakaraming perspectivity. So, paano ba natin mas maintindihan yon? For example, sa isang paragraph, ang paragraph ay composed ng maraming sentences. Sentence 1, 2, 2, hanggang sa ilang gusto mong sentence. So, katulad sa projectivity, a single perspective, hindi pa siya matatawag na isang projective until pinunan mo ng isa, ng dalawa, ng tatlo, ng apat. Pag maraming perspectivity andun, pwede na siyang tawagin na projectivity. So, mas maintindihan pa natin yan maya-maya lang kasi may papakita naman tayo ditong figure para mas ma-discuss pa natin ano nga ba yung projectivity. Paano nga ba ito nabubuo? Ano ba yung application na in the real world? So, papakita natin yung figure at i-discuss natin yung bawat point, lines, and intersection na makikita natin doon. So, itong whole figure na ito ay isang example ng projectivity. So, ano nga ba yung parts ng isang projectivity? So, i-discuss natin yan. Itong P, siya yung main starting point ng buong figure na to. So, tinatawag siya na center of perspectivity kasi nga, siya yung pinagmulan. Siya yung gitna. Tapos, itong dalawang line na, itong apat na line pala na ito yung labeled na line A, B, C, D, tapos A prime hanggang D prime. Itong mga points na to, tinatawag silang ranges of points. Tapos yung dalawa naman, D prime at saka D, C prime tsaka C, B prime tsaka B, A prime tsaka A, tinatawag silang pairs of corresponding points. Tapos itong dalawang horizontal line naman na ito, tinatawag silang pairs of lines. So, ganun lang. Ganun lang yung kasimple yung perspectivity. So, let's take a look at this much more complex figure. So, sabi dito, kung si line PE, itong line na to, ay parallel siya kay L prime, itong line na to sa baba, then there is no corresponding points between L prime and E prime. Ano ba yung corresponding points? Ito yung mga corresponding points. So, yung nag-meet yung dalawang line. Ito yung kaninang sinabi ko. A prime and A, they are the pairs of corresponding points. So, wala naman tayo makikita dito between L prime and E prime. Tama? So, kung dito naman tayo titingin sa line PF, itong line na to, tsaka line L, parallel sila. So sabi kanina, 'di ba? Pag parallel sila, din walang nakikitang pairs of corresponding points between L and line PE. 'Di ba? Kakasabi ko nga lang kanina, ang lines of corresponding pairs of corresponding points is itong dalawang A tsaka itong A prime, B tsaka B prime, and so on and so forth. So sana may naintindihan kayo dito kasi etong mga paggamit ng mga lines dito is yung exception niya na hindi siya ordinary compared to Euclidean geometry. So itong third figure na ipapakita natin ay ito prove na ang isang projectivity ay isang set ng perspectivity. So mula dito sa etong L1 and L2 ay isang perspectivity na A as their center of perspective. Ito yon, mula dito hanggang dito. Ito namang si L2 and L3 is another form of perspectivity with B as their center of perspectivity. Ito naman yon, mula dito hanggang dito pa rin. Si L3 and L4 naman is another form of perspectivity with C as their center of perspectivity. Dito yon. So, itong kabuang figure na to ay isang projectivity. So, therefore, na-prove natin yung point natin kanina na ang isang projectivity ay binubuo siya ng sets of perspectivity. So, sinasabi dito, magiging perspective lang daw ito sa isang 3D object sa ganitong kondisyon. Pag ang mga pairs of corresponding points ay collinear siya sa isang fixed points which is the P. And itong P na to, ito yung center of perspectivity. At collinear siya sa center of perspectivity at hindi dito sa dalawang plane na ito. So ayun lang po ang topic natin. Pagpapatuloy pa po ng aking kagroup yung topic ng projectivity.
So, do you know him? He's Patrick. He's a famous artist in England. Okay. Patrick Hughes was born on October 20, 1939 at Birmingham, England. and he is a British artist working in London. He is the creator of reverse perspective, which means an optical illusion on a three-dimensional surface where the parts of the pictures which seem farthest away are actually physical nearest to us. His famous notable work is Paradoxymoron, Foolish Wisdom in Birds of Pictures. Also, he is a famous creator of reverse perspective artwork. His first reverse perspective artwork was Sticking Out the Room in 1994, which was a life-size room for the Institute of Contemporary Arts in 1970. So, yung artwork niya na yun is influenced by the Institute of Contemporary Arts. Yung sa life-size room nung dun sa institute na yun. So, these are the examples of his artworks. So, as you can see, on this picture, I was mentioning it earlier. An optical illusion that seemed to be farthest for naked eyes, but physically nearest for us in a real life. It is a piece of artwork, but sentimental and has an optical illusion which creates na nakakagulo sa eyes natin and sa illusion natin. Kasi aakalain mo nasa malayo yung picture na yan. Pero yung pala, ang lapit-lapit lang. It was projected by his reversed perspective idea. So, he is spotted as a British artist that create reverse perspective idea. I hope you understand what projective geometry is. Thank you.